Alright, in this video I want to show you step by step how to set up your new squeeze page system. And so what I've done here is gone ahead and downloaded this entire product for you. And when you download it, it's going to look something like this. It's going to come to you in a variety of zip folders. You're going to have your graphics, your download page, your email follow-up series, your MP4, and what I want to do is help you put this together. The MP4 file is actually going to be like, so it's PLR, it's a video course. That's like your PDF, if you will, because this is a video training. And so an MP4 functions just like a PDF file for you in this case. The AVI would be like your Word document, so if you had any edits you wanted to make to the video, that's where you would do it. Most people, 95% of you, are not going to want to mess with that. So for this example, I'm just going to use the MP4 file. So what we need to do here to get going is there's a couple of tools that we need at first when setting up any squeeze page. So I'm just going to quickly go through those options for you. A couple of things to look at. You need a domain name. So a domain name is kind of like your address on the internet. And again, this is covering if you're completely brand new. So you've got to have an address to set up any kind of website, whether it be a squeeze page style website. And a squeeze page style website, is basically just something where people are going to be able to opt in and get onto an email list. So what you've got here, GoDaddy.com lets you come up with a name. So you can come up like, this is a course about affiliate marketing. So you could do like affiliate wealth domination training or something like that if you want to go with that name. And then all you're going to do is hit go to find the domain. And I'm not going to sit here and set up the entire domain in front of you because GoDaddy actually has some great tutorials to help you. But I did just want to show you how that would work. So you could just come up with keywords. You can put in some keyword options like affiliate marketing and see what kind of examples they give you of available domains. So that is one way to go about it, and that would be for registering domain names. So the next thing you'll need after a domain name is you're going to need web hosting. Now, in my example, I'm going to set this up on a subdomain or in a folder. So mine's going to be mydomain.com / and then it's going to be affiliate wealth. So that's what it's going to look like for those wondering in the browser. So just want to point that out. So you can do that. So you don't necessarily have to go buy a new domain if you already have a domain, if you already have hosting. But if you do not, then another thing you're going to need is web hosting. And the most recommended one, probably arguably the most used one among internet marketers, tends to be HostGator. They have great support 24/7. Excellent services. The hosting package you'll want to look at when getting started is called the baby plan. The hatchling plan, that's very basic, but that only works for a single domain. So for a little bit more, you can actually get the baby plan, which actually gives you unlimited domains, so you can have multiple websites from the same hosting account. So you're going to need hosting, you're going to need a domain name. Those are two essentials that you need to have a good, successful internet business. So they're very minimal in expense, and they're definitely things you're going to want to use. So that's another tool you're going to need. So GoDaddy for a domain if you don't already have one, and HostGator for hosting again if you don't already have that. So now that we covered those processes, they will assist you with setting it all up. So I'm not going to go into huge detail in setting up your hosting. These companies will help you register the domain. HostGator will help you get that domain up and running for you because they want your business, and they're very good about that as well, which is why they are so highly recommended. So we're going to jump into a couple of tools we're going to need to actually set up this squeeze page that we've got here. And those tools here are, you're going to need a HTML editor. So I'm just going to go to Google and show you the one that I personally use, and it is called Composer. Composer is a lot like a tool you may have heard of called Front Page, which is an old HTML editor. It basically allows you to make changes to a website without having to be an amazing graphic design type person. And that's what I like most about it. So there's Composer. And the cool thing about Composer, which is why I like using them, is they're reliable, it's easy to use, and they have it available for both Mac computers and PC computers. So if you are on either one of those, you're going to be just fine. If you're using an Apple or if you're using a PC, you'll be in great shape. So Composer, you're just going to want to download it. It is an open source software, so it's completely safe. It's been around for a very long time, and what's great about that is it means it's free. So it's not going to cost you anything. You don't need Dreamweaver, which can cost you quite a bit. You don't need front page. So Composer's great. It's going to get the job done. In fact, many people I know that run a successful business do not use a paid HTML editor. So definitely something to consider. So the next tool you're going to need is called FileZilla. And what FileZilla is an FTP solution. Now, the reason I'm showing you this stuff now is because you're going to see me using these tools as I set this up in front of you. So with FileZilla here, again, it works with both Mac and PC, so Apple users and PC users, Windows PC users, can use FileZilla as well. Also, it also works for Linux users, so it's got quite the user base out there. So you can download FileZilla client, just click on that button and install it like you would any regular software. Just follow their instructions to get that going. So you want to download and have Composer ready, download and install FileZilla for you. Have your domain, have your hosting, and again, if you already have a domain and you already have hosting, you can just do like a folder for this. You could have your main domain.com/affiliate wealth, which is what this course is about. So that covers that kind of housekeeping type stuff. So let's jump in and kind of dissect what we've got here inside these folders. So what you're going to find inside Affiliate Wealth Domination is a multitude of things. You've got your training, you've got the PowerPoint training that was used, which in case you wanted to rebrand it, you could most definitely do that, and that's found inside this folder. And this is mainly for those that want to actually re-record the video in their own voice, or it's for those that want to like give away the PDF to the actual PowerPoint slides along with the video, just to kind of enhance the value there. So that's definitely something to look at and consider. So what we've got here is affiliate. Also inside there, you're going to have some different things. There's a graphic for the PowerPoint design if you wanted to use that. So, but again, we're not worried so much about that as we are actually getting this set up. I'm just pointing out what's available in this particular product. Now, the MP4 file, there's really not much else you need to do with it. It's all set up, ready to go. You're just going to want to upload it to your hosting account so that people can actually watch the video from your, watch the video or actually just download it and start watching it on their own. So that's going to stay there. The email follow-up series, just so you are aware, that's what's going to go inside of your Aweber, inside your follow-up messages, and that's back there as well. And all I've done is downloaded them, and they came out in one big zip file, and then you're just going to want to extract these various files by just right-clicking and hitting extract all. You could use a program called WinZip, but you do not need to worry so much about that. And then, of course, inside here, you've got what's called AWD index. This is kind of the squeeze page content in itself that is sitting right here. And so, this is what we're going to kind of start working with and kind of making it into something that looks a little more attractive. And that's why we kind of wanted to show you kind of how to go about the process of rebranding this from the get-go. So let's see here. So let's jump back here to Composer, and inside the graphics folder right here, so you got Affiliate Domination Graphics, there's actually a really clean looking style sheet that we're going to actually work from for this particular product. So what I've done here first is opened up Composer, and we're going to open up the Composer software. Click on Open up here in the left hand side, and we are going to browse on our computer like we were attaching a picture to an email and look for the Affiliate Domination Graphics. So that's step one, is look, or the folder called Affiliate Domination Graphics, or the folder where you'd find the actual information that you need. So we're going to just open that as an index, and I just double clicked and it opened right up for me. And this is just the graphics for the video. This is kind of what we're going to make our squeeze page around. And the next thing I'm going to open is this index file that was found here in the main folder, as this has some of the content for the squeeze page. So I just kind of want to show you how to piece this together. Sometimes you're going to get the content and it'll already be put together for you as well. But in this case, we're just kind of gonna take it and kind of help you piece it together, which is kind of what we're doing for those that want to, kind of get the hang of understanding how it all works together. So what you've got here, you've got your various files right here. So all we're going to do here is basically just copy this content, move it on over to this particular set of graphics here. And the coolest thing about this program, Composer, is that if you know how to use Microsoft Word, then you're in good enough shape to know how to, how to actually go about setting these kind of websites up. So I'm just going to paste in that content. So as you can see, I've got my nice, clean-looking headline. You notice how well it formatted for me by just highlighting this content and hitting Control-C, which copies it, and then hitting Control-V to paste it in. Now, if I wanted to take this code right here that you get with this particular series, and again, all this is just to kind of show you how this software works to benefit you. So again, we're just going to double-click here, and we'll move right up here. You notice I can actually maneuver the alignment just like if I were using Microsoft Word. And you've got there, completely brand new video. Uncover the traits you need to stop being part of the 95% that fail affiliate marketing. Finally become part of the elite 5% that dominate your niche markets. Time to create your success story. So, I've just been kind of moving this content over here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create two little tables inside of here. So we're just going to create a table here. So what I'm going to do inside this software is it allows me to create a table. So I'm going to come up here in the top browser, and we will go to Table, and we're going to go Insert Table. And right up here, we're going to select what kind of table we want. So we're going to go with a 1x2 table. So you notice that it creates two different fields of information there for me. And we can kind of shorten that up a little bit so it kind of centers it up. And what we're going to do here inside that table is just put in this data that they've got here. So I'm just going to copy that over here. And then the next thing we want to do is go over to the next area inside the table. All right. So let's move this graphic up here as well. So let's go ahead and just highlight that, and we'll move that on over. So basically all I'm doing here is just kind of making, putting the content into a table type format so that it looks, it's kind of more centered and in a more orderly fashion. And what I'm using is highlighting the content, just using my arrow to highlight it, hitting Control-C to copy it, and then hitting Control-V to paste it. So what we're going to do, and then what I want to do is I want to move this, move this content up. So we're going to make our graphic slightly smaller here, because we want to have our opt-in form show up in a good, in a simple spot that's easy for people to read and access. So, all right, so there we go. We're just kind of maneuvering this around a little bit. And the next thing we need to do is we need to add in a couple more pieces of information. So we need to add in kind of the benefits they're going to get from this course. And so I'm just going to copy that content over. And we'll put that right below this content here. And then if we want to do like bullet points, you can come up here just like in Word and actually create like a a bulleted list right here that would show up there. So you could actually add in your own bullet points if you wanted to. But for this one, we'll just kind of leave it with spaces there. And then finally, you'll want to add in like your picture if you want to go that route as well. One of the other things you could do with images here is you can right-click or double-click on the image inside of Composer, and this would be your product image, and you can click on Appearance, and then what you would actually do is you can actually change the center of it. So you could put wrap to the left if you wanted to. Or you could choose it to like wrap to the right, and that would basically just wrap the content to the right of things. So there you go. And then what we're going to do next is simply come down here, and we're going to put in, like your picture if you want to. So I'll show you how to like insert a picture. So we're just going to go to Insert up here. This is how you can insert an image. And you'll want to just go to this folder here to browse for it on your computer. And we're going to go to like the Pictures folder. And we're just going to find a, like a sample picture. Like, for example, let's use like these penguins. We could use them. As far as dimensions go, we want to go to like custom size. We want to create like 100 by 75, so a small image out of that. So there's your picture showing up, right there inside the HTML file. Now, one thing you'll want to do once you import your picture is you're going to want to actually move your picture. So like this picture of the penguins here, which I would find in my pictures, we want to actually move it to our website here. So I'm going to take this picture of the penguins and copy that, and we're going to want to move it to the folder that we are working with for our website, which is going to be Affiliate Domination Graphics, and we'll want to move it to like the Images folder, and we would paste that in there. So that way when we upload our website, we've got our image already in there and ready to go. And then you're going to want to double click on that image, and you're just going to want to select Images / picture name, penguins. And there it goes. And then of course your name here would be your name, John Smith. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and finish putting kind of the finishing pieces on this. As you can see, it's rather simple to work with this. I know you're probably saying, well, this is easier said than done, and I can understand where you're probably thinking that. But yeah, we're actually getting really close to the end here to where we just need to put in our Aweber form or our form code, and we've basically got our squeeze page ready to go. So you can see how we kind of started with just a graphic, and we've kind of transformed it into a clean looking squeeze page, and that's one of the templates you have here to work with. So we've got a really clean, simple looking squeeze page, and you can edit any of this content by just pointing, clicking, however you want. Like you could highlight certain portion of content, make it bold. You could highlight some of it and make it a bigger font by clicking on that A key. You could change the color of the font. There's just a lot of possibilities there that you could actually work with. So, okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take a quick break from this. I'm going to go ahead and save the work we've done here. So we're just going to go to File, Save As, and we're going to save it inside Affiliate Domination Graphics, and we want to save as type all files, and we want to save this as, we're going to call this squeeze page, we'll call this index -1. That way we kind of have a basis in case we have to revert back to something. So we'll call this index 1, and there we go. Now you're probably wondering, how are we going to get this to kind of go up here so it looks a little cleaner? That'll